Hey, this is Ryan Phillips here, and this is my game 4 of the My Sports International Tournament. I had the white piece against Stan Vaughan. The prior night I had a tough loss to Jeff Gallegos, which I was pretty disappointed with my effort in that game. And I did not get too much sleep the night before. I ended up watching the Wimbledon final with Murray and Djokovic, which was a great match. I was real happy to see that Murray won. So anyway, so I had the white piece in this game against Stan Vaughan. I thought I played a pretty good game, kind of redeemed myself for the game against Jeff. And for some reason, I seem to play decently when I don't have too much rest, which I don't understand why. But I never found there like any correlation between lack of sleep and bad chess playing. If anything, if I don't get too much sleep, I seem to play even better on some occasions, which I don't fully understand myself. So anyway, so the game was a French defense, e4, e6. And it was the winner variation. And here I played my patented d takes c5, which isn't very common, but a move that I seem to have good results with. I don't anticipate I'll be able to get away with this move for too much longer, as I think people will start preparing for this line against me, and I might have to be careful that I'm not on the wrong side of opening preparation. But I think I can probably play this move a few more times. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, so I don't think there's any kind of opening traps I could fall into. Yeah, but at the same time, I have to be willing to play different lines of the winner. I don't foresee myself ever playing a3 again. I don't really care for this position, so if anything, I'll deviate earlier. So I don't really like the position of a3, even though objectively this is better for white. So anyway, d takes c5. Seem to be a pretty big fan of this move. And this was in the game continuation. Let's say knight c6. No, hold on. I was just looking at a line I wanted to show. Knight e7, perhaps. Or even, let's say queen a5 here. So it's a line I was looking at with Friday. We're looking at this looking at d4. What were we looking at? Yeah, d4, and then knight b5. We were looking at some line. Like, what is the line? Seem to be having a problem with my chess memory lately, which isn't good. All right, so I play. Okay, this was the variation. So knight e7. So I play a3 here. This was something we were looking at. Queen a5. And then this was our analysis that Friday and I were looking at just today. And this looks much better for white. And I just wanted to show off this kind of the exchange sack variation, because the the black queen is just extremely out of play in this variation, and the c7 and d6 squares are very vulnerable. So this is just a very bad position for black to get into. So I don't know, maybe opponent would fall for that trap, but I'm usually pretty open with my analysis, so I don't see any reason why I'll stop doing that. Otherwise, really wouldn't be much benefit in anyone watching the videos. So queen c7, which is another one of the main lines. This was the move actually played in the game. And then knight f3. I can't see any other move that would be reasonable. Could showing queen d4, but I just think knight c6. I guess bishop b5, but I think this is nonsense. And f4 just seems too slow. So knight f3. Okay, how about we go back a few moves so I can give you the actual game that occurred. Apologies, thousands of apologies. So anyway, so I'm sorry about that. So it went bishop takes c3 first. Okay, so this is the main line. B takes, then queen 7. Okay, I'm sorry, I won't make any more move order mistakes. I know that makes the videos infinitely more hard to follow. All right, so knight f3, and then I think we're out of main line. Stan played knight e7. I played bishop d3, and then we saw knight g6, castle, and I think my opponent made a mistake here with knight takes e5. I think this move's a mistake. Bishop f4, knight takes, queen takes, so the queen's guarding the bishop, which is hitting the queen. So we saw queen takes c5, and then here I was pretty torn between two moves. Bishop takes b8, followed by queen g3, and just queen g3 immediately. So I saw both the top computer moves. I thought queen g3 was a little bit better, to be honest, which is what I ended up playing. But the computer's showing bishop. It likes bishop takes b8 more. So I want to see if there's anything that I'm missing. So I guess this does look a little bit better. I don't know. It's hard to say. I guess there's nothing better than rook 8 back. I don't know. I can't say that I find this more favorable than what happened in the game. So going back, so I went with queen g3. And my opponent played knight c6. I actually thought knight to d7 was better, so we'll see why. Let's see why this isn't. Takes. I thought rook f8 was even possible here. But I guess after bishop takes h7 on some move that's going to happen relatively quickly and just moving the queen anywhere. No, I don't really see where I can move the queen to cover the h8 square here. So I'm not exactly sure. Okay, so the computer's showing b6, so we'll just look at this. Oh, okay, queen takes h7 is much better. Okay, my apologies. So bishop takes h7 is not good, of course. So queen takes, and then the rook is trapped. Okay, so apparently knight d7 wasn't better than the move game continuation. I thought knight d7 was a better move, to be honest. Even though it trapped in the bishop, I thought covering the f8 square was preferable, but that's just incorrect. So knight c6. And of course in this position, queen takes c3 is not good. One, the knight's still hanging, so it's a trap. My opponent's not going to play this because even if they don't see the trap, just because their knight's hanging. But the trap here is just bishop b5 check, and then I win the queen since the queens are lined up. The best my opponent could do is I probably retreat the queen, I think. But everything is basically losing in this position. So anyway, so after knight c6, I just snatched the g7 pawn. I didn't even consider rook fe1 in this position, to be honest. I played queen takes g7 immediately. I couldn't imagine this not being the best move. Yeah, rook fe1 is just an extremely computer-like move. I don't think any human player would play this. I think almost everybody would play queen takes g7 and they'd play it pretty quickly. So, queen takes, queen f8, and here I found a nice move, queen f6, and the threat is simply bishop h6 and then bishop g7. And surprisingly, the computer shows a nice resource. I didn't consider this move. I thought just bishop takes h7 was good, which apparently it is, but yeah, I guess this is a way for my opponent to play, which would have been okay. Even in this position, though, I'm up a pawn and I have the bishop pair and I seem a lot more active, so I'm actually a little surprised computer evaluation isn't more favorable for me. But I would have definitely been happy with white in this position also. I missed rook g8 though as a candidate move. I didn't really consider this for my opponent. Not that I think I really need to. And obviously the idea in this position is I was hoping my opponent would play h6. And here I just have bishop d6. And I'm going to win the exchange at least. Because if the queen takes on d6, I just take on h8. So my opponent played h5, which is probably the best move in the position in my opinion, since I think rook g8 was hard to find. And here the computer is showing bishop g5 as being a good move. I probably should have considered this move more. Yeah, even now I don't fully understand why this is better than what I played. Of course I see the nice alignment of the queen and the bishop on this h4 d8 diagonal, but I don't see where the mate's going to come from, and I'm not really sure why this is good. I guess rook fe1, maybe the idea of bishop f5 then. So I guess just to waste some moves. So I didn't see this during the game, but I guess what I'm seeing now is something like this. I guess bishop... Does this not work? No, the knight can retreat to e7, so I'm not... So I guess this is the idea maybe behind rook fe1, but I didn't see this line either. So I went with bishop d6, which I thought was a much nicer looking move. And the idea is, again, if queen takes d6, I just take on h8. So we have queen h6,
And then here I played queen f3, and the idea is just to play rook fe1 and take this d pawn. And computer's showing the evaluation as being closer than I anticipated it would be, because I think my position is very nice still. So here my opponent played f5, which I think was a significant mistake, just to move the king over to f7. So I played rook fe1. And I was kind of curious if king d7 what to do. I guess just gaining a tempo should be fine for me. But anyway, my opponent played king f7. And here I really wanted to play bishop takes f5. But I guess I saw this line. And I thought this was okay for black here. So I played rook a to b1 just to kind of build up some more pressure in the position. And then I thought maybe this idea would work now. So say we see a silly move like h4. So this was my idea. But then I kind of saw this what if queen g7, and I couldn't really find anything in my calculations in my head why this would work. So maybe bishop e5 might be an idea. Yeah, probably just queen f6. I'm not sure this is... Okay, so anyway, so this didn't seem to work. So here my opponent played a6. And now I'm wondering if this bishop takes f5 idea works because I have the rook b6 square available. So let's take a look. So again, I couldn't find the continuation after king g7. So I wonder... So bishop takes f5 does work here, and I just doubted my instinct, which is unfortunate. So I've been spending a lot of time playing blindfold chess and trying to trust my calculations more. So it's disappointing in this position that I kind of chickened out. Basically, I was just fearful that if I missed anything, that I'd just be down a piece for 2 pawns. I mean, I have such a strong initiative. Even if I did miscalculate something, I think I should have a good chance to play for a win. So I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't play bishop takes f5. I really did chicken out. This was my idea behind rook a b1. So to not go for it is disappointing. So just to see something. Yeah, Friday night I looked at this today also. So we have this bishop e5. And then if king f8, probably could just take the rook. But the computer showing rook b6 as being even better. So if we have, what else can we play? Yeah, looks like king h7 will just lose to queen f7, which is going to be a mate right after the queen interposed on g7. I'm going to mate on g7. So we have king f8. Yeah, this rook b6 move is a very nice move. So this really makes the whole thing work. Maybe this is what I missed in my analysis, how strong this move was. So I think I made a very significant mistake here, so I'm not really happy with myself. So I played a4 here, just trying to do like a waiting move to see if my opponent would commit the b pawn. So I was hoping the b pawn would move, of course, so I could take on f5. So this move makes even less sense, considering that now the b pawn is basically frozen and can't go to b5 even. So I have no idea why I played a4. I think this is just a terrible move. So I'm not happy with this move at all. And then here my opponent played a nice move, I thought, queen f6. And even though my position is still very good, I think the position has turned a little bit. So we saw I played c4. And basically the idea here is knight d4 runs into queen e3. And then if f4, I'll just grab the f4 pawn with my bishop, and I'm still threatening bishop e5, working or skewering the queen and the rook. So yeah, a4 really is terrible. I don't like that move. So d4. And I think I found a nice move here with c5. So this bishop on d6 is just a monster piece, and there's really no way to dislodge this pawn from c5. If we see b6, just take, and then I think I'm good. So here we saw e5 for my opponent, which I believe just loses on the spot. Computer showing bishop c4 check, which I of course considered. So I probably should have went for this move, but I ended up playing queen d5 check because I thought I saw a clear endgame win for me. So we had queen e6. Yeah, so queen e6, and then I took, king took, and then I had this nice move, bishop takes e5.
And this is just a really nice move. If the rook's under attack, so if the king moves, I just grab the rook. And if we see a move like rook e8, I have a lot of nice moves. Probably would have just played bishop g3 is a nice computer move. I probably would just play bishop takes d4 in the game. And then I think I'm going to win the exchange, don't I? You have this move. And yeah, so I have lots of nice continuations here. So we saw knight takes e5, which I think is pretty much forced. And then f4. And then here I think my opponent played a very bad move. King f6, I think this is not very good. And I just took here. And in this position my opponent resigned, since they're going to drop another pawn eventually. This f5 pawn can't be saved. For example, I'm threatening rook b6, and then bishop takes f5, and there's really nothing that black could do about this. So it's just a very easy endgame win. All my pieces are more active. The rook on a8 and the bishop on c8 are still out of play. So all in all, I thought it was an okay game. a4 is really bad. I should have played much more precise than that. I think there's something beautiful about just continuing with the logic of your play. So if I would have played bishop takes f5, I would have considered this a much nicer game. But since I missed that move, I downgrade the game quite a bit from a very, very good game for me to just slightly above average performance. So I don't think I played particularly well in this game due to a4. But besides a4, the rest of the game I thought I played well, except for that stupid move. But anyway, I thought it was a fun game, and this put me at 3 out of 4 for the tournament. So I was right in contention. It was very Jeff ended up finishing with 4.5 out of 5 to win, but it was a very high probability at this point that 4 would have tied for first, because Jeff was in the middle of a very tough game against Glenn, and then even if he won, he had to play this the highest rated player in our section, or second highest, Notchum, who I don't really know who that is. So it was very impressive that Jeff ended up finishing with 4.5 out of 5. It was at this point in the tournament, it was looking very likely that well, if Glenn would have won, then he would have had 4 points already. So I guess it wasn't highly likely that 4 points would tie for first, but it was still definitely in the realm of possibility that 4 out of 5 would have been a tie for first. So anyway, I had 3 out of 4 going to last round, and all in all, I thought I played okay this game. So, like I always do, this is Ryan Phillips signing off, and I hope you enjoyed the game. Thank you so much for watching.